What it is, YouTube? It's your boy Nisi coming back with another bullseye of a tutorial here today on the channel. So I wanted to do a dope vocal preset for a really dope artist, Rema. So if y'all guys do like this vocal preset, don't forget down below to like, comment, and subscribe, and suggest more artists so we can keep these rolling. And you know, if y'all want to grab the preset, you can see it in the link down below. But we still gonna drop these gems today. How I feel about Rema's really dope Afro beat type of sound. Okay, so let's get to it, right? Oh.
Anoti, forgetty, fugazi. Let no pick up, cause me reach me lily. The same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them let me away the feeling. I am shining like a Marisasi. Anoti, forgetty, fugazi. Let no pick up, cause me reach me lead. The same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them let me away the feeling. I am shining like a Marisasi. Anoti, forgetty, fugazi. Let no pick up, cause me reach me lily. The same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them let me away the feeling. I am shining like a Marisasi.
Okay, so that's me trying to do an attempt for me to, really, get back to my African roots, you feel me? And do me a Rema impression, you feel me? Okay, so let's see what it sounds like with and without the preset.
Anoti, forgetty, fugazi. Let no pick up, cause me reach me lead. The same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them let me away the feeling. I am shining like a Marisasi. Anoti, forgetty, fugazi. Let no pick up, cause me reach me lead. The same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them let me away the feeling. I am shining like a Marisasi.
All right, so you hear that the raw vocal sound kind of sounds like a poor child in an African village or some shit like that. And then the with the vocal preset kind of sounds like a rich kid, you feel me, who was spoiled and who had everything. It sounds more luxurious and clean and shit like that, and dressed up nice, okay, type shit like that. So the auto tune that I use here was the Waves tune, bruh, and I like the Waves tune just because it kind of sounds a little bit more natural. I've been kind of leaning towards more of the Waves tune lately. Sometimes I might still use the Antares, but I like the Waves tune. It's cheaper and it sounds better, so that's the one I've been rocking with, and that's what we used on Rema type vocal.
Anoti, forgetty, fugazi.
So that's what we had right here, and with the African music too, there's a certain speed and there's a certain bounce. So as I'm listening to not only the actual sound of the auto tune, I'm listening to how quickly the plugin is tuning between the tuning speed and the tuning transition. I feel like is important for African music too. Like how fast is the auto tune actually working and tuning the note, you know what I mean? So yeah, first thing that we have here is EQ, REQ, and yeah, I was just really listening to the song by Rema, and I noticed that Rema's vocal kind of has like a hollowed out mid-range a little bit. I like that new song that he made lately too, hey, I could have did an impression of that song too, but it would have been too easy, because he made his voice a little bit deeper there, but yeah, I like that. You feel me? He kind of has like a little bit of the hollowed mid-range and the little mid-range push, where it's just like really tight, super concrete. It feels like a really hard cinder block. It's a rock. You feel me? Like it's just a hard concrete of mid-range in his voice.
Anoti, forgetty, fugazi. Let no pick up, cause me reach me lead. The same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them let me away the feet. Lead. The same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them let me away fugazi. Let no pick up, cause me reach me lead. The same week I got pick up, cause me reach me lead. The same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them let me away the feeling. I am shining like a Marisasi. Cause me reach me lead. The same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them let me away the feeling. I am shining like a Marisasi. Cause me reach me lead. The same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them let me away the feeling. I am shining like a Marisasi. Cause me reach me lead. The same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them let me away the feeling. I am shining like a Marisasi.
All right, so yeah, just mostly just these two moves are very important. I cut off an extreme amount of low end on his vocal because that's just what his vocal sounds like, really super like thin on the bottom type shit, but just like mid-range density. So after that, we use the silk vocal, and because this is Afro beats music and there's like a bounce, a groove between like that bass drum and all the instruments and the shaker too, like I'm very precautious with the high end that I'm adding that that little shaker, like you can only add so much high end to the vocal before it's like it's the vocal starts to step on the toes of the shaker, the clarity in the shaker. You feel me? So that's why I brought in that silk vocal too, and the speed is faster. Like this plugin is working faster, and I got my mix knob rolling.
Cause me reach me lead the same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they feeling. Cause me reach me lead the same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they feeling. I am shining like in my recitally. Cause me reach me lead the same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they feeling. I am shining like in my recitally. Cause me reach me lead the same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they feeling. I am shining like in my recitally. Cause me reach me lead the same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or what I feeling. I am shining.
Yeah, you hear on the original song, like his mid-range of the vocal is just like hollow as fuck. So it's like we're gonna cut out mid-range and we're gonna recreate it. You feel me? Using you know, such like kind of like components and shit. So right, I'm taking the engine out of the car and I'm replacing it with another type of engine. You know what I mean? I just took out the transmission. I'm putting a new transmission in there. You feel me? It's still gonna be a working car. It's still gonna be a working vocal. I'm just rearranging the parts in it. So I used oh, you skipped over the de-esser? Oh man. Nah, man, that little ass de-esser ain't doing shit, dog. Come on.
Cause me reach me lily the same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they feeling. I am shining like it.
Cause I want my high end to also move around too. I did not use the high pass. I just used the band pass. Cause like, you know, of course, if you use the high pass, it's gonna like de-ess the whole top end. And like, I want my top end for like a Rema vocal to like really breathe. like a jit that got asthma. I really want that. Tell that motherfucker breathe. When you go to the doctor and he hits you on the back, he says, breathe, nigga. Like I want that vocal to breathe, bro. And like, you know, like the fact that you have a de-esser on, the de-esser is like taking off high end and like letting it go. You feel me? Type shit. So that's why I did not use the high shelf type shit. LA3A, right? So I know the LA3A has the transistors. Not the transistors, it has a transformer in it, and it got solid state components, which also makes me think of like a SSL bus compressor too, right? And you know, like the characteristics of those components, what is the flavor of that type of food? When I think about the SSL bust down you know, chicken and fries meal, I'm thinking it's a warm flavor. You feel me? So that's what I associate those components with. The transformer is warmth. You feel me? The SSL components, solid state components, they have warmth in it, right? So with the LA3A, it's very important to me that I use this because it's bringing the warmth into Rema's vocals. Because my first EQ move, I kind of like took the gut off. I put a waist trainer on the motherfucking vocal, so the gut is kind of like missing a little bit. You feel me? And the LA3A is bringing back that belly. You feel me? It's bringing back the belly. You know, the Ozempic is bringing back the fat. You know, after you eat a big meal, you know, your belly kind of stick out a little bit. That's what I'm trying to bring back with this plugin. But it's a compressor though.
Cause me reach me lead the same week I Cause me reach me lead the same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they feeling. I am shining like in my recitally. Cause me reach me lead the same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they feeling. I am shining like in my recitally. Cause me reach me lead the same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they feeling. I am shining like in my recitally.
So just imagine that without the compressor, it's like a bottle of water that is empty. And with the compressor, it's kind of like a bottle of water that has liquid in it. You feel me? So that's what the compressor is actually doing. Not even for the sonic compression, but just the feeling of density and volume. Not volume as in like volume that you hear something getting louder, but volume as in like the volume of a bottle filling up with water, you know, type shit like that. So after that, I'll have the C4, and of course I'm gonna use the pop vocal preset because it's gonna make the vocal sound like Africa bounce. You feel me? Like the little shaker and shit like that. Okay, cool, woo. Okay, cool, bruh. So look. Yeah, I just used the pop vocal preset. Boom, my range ain't too crazy, so we're not cutting out too much. The more range that you have, that means that you're putting your hands deeper into the jar, to the cookie jar, you know, to the way the food, you putting your hands deeper into the pantry. You feel me? You grabbing more cookies, you grabbing more goodies. You feel me? So we're not trying to get too greedy. Max a dB or two of, you know, compression on the multiband.
Cause me reach me lead that same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they feeling I am shining they came precisely. Cause me reach me lead that same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they feeling I am shining they came precisely. Cause me reach me lead that same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they feeling I am shining they came precisely. Cause me reach me lead that.
So without the C4 multiband, it kind of sounds like the vocal. Imagine if it was a criminal. It's a criminal that's on the loose when they got that C4 on it. You know, it's a criminal. It's on the run. It can do whatever it wants to. It's free flowing. It's moving around. It's taking this, taking that. But without the without the C4, it kind of sounds like, you know, the vocal's been arrested. Like it's sitting in prison. It's in a deep cell locked up. You know, it can't really move around. You know, without the C4.
Cause me reach me lead that same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they feeling I am shining they came precisely. Cause me reach me lead that same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they feeling I am shining they came precisely. Cause me reach me lead that same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they feeling I am shining they came precisely. Cause me reach me lead that same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they feeling I am shining they came precisely. Cause me reach me lead that same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they feeling I am shining they came precisely. Cause me reach me lead that same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they feeling I am shining they came precisely.
Yep. All right, so boom, after that, we use the TG mastering chain. I use the TG mastering chain as a strip. And boom, you know, like I said, I'm trying to add warmthness to the Rema vocal. So this is the tape saturator section. And yeah, I use this. This is very important. This is adding more density to the vocal. So all because of this cut that I did right here, bro. Like every move after this was just adding, like filling my mid-range back up, but harmonically. You feel me? To get that, like Rema. That's how Rema's vocal sounds so skinny but full at the same time. Like how the fuck is the bottle empty but it still got some drops of water in it, type shit like that, you know? So yeah, boom. After that, I love this presence band, like this. Man, this is a gem right here. This little presence band, bro. Sometimes I open up this plugin just for this. Boom. It's like a fucking beautiful musical curve of mid-range, you know, and that helps the vocal cut through more too, you know? And yeah, you know, and I did some parallel compression, you know, but for the most part, this is just a very, very colorful channel strip. And with Africa vocals, you want them to be colorful, like Africa, you know, like the flavors, like African food and African people, you know, just friendly, inviting, you know, it's an emotional thing too, you know.
Cause me reach me lead that same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they feeling I am shining they came precisely. Cause me reach me lead that same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they feeling I am shining they came precisely. Cause me reach me lead that same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they feeling I am shining they came precisely. Cause me reach me lead that same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they.
So I showed you bypassed in and out, and I showed you what the tape saturator, which is very fucking important, is doing. Very, very important, bro. And I'm playing around with the EQ curves too. These are all boosting EQ curves, you know, additive EQ from the loss of quality you might get from the tape. Very important for that Rema vocal because it sounds like the chicken was unseasoned with no salt, no pepper, no nothing without the plugin. And now when you put on the plugin, now there's seasoning, now there's flavor, now there's peppers, now there's, you feel me? Now there's some spiciness to it, you know? There's more just goodiness. And then I use the RVox right here, bro, and I use the RVox. Dude, I gotta explain what the RVox do. It just makes it bigger, bro. It gives the vocal a Botox injection. You know, it's, you know how some people, they try to get lips like black people and shit. They go to the doctor and they put a needle in their mouth to make their lips more swollen. That's what the RVox is doing. It's making the vocal swell up.
Cause me reach me lead that same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they feeling I am shining they came precisely. Cause me reach me lead that same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they feeling I am shining they came precisely. Cause me reach me lead that same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they feeling I am shining they came precisely. Cause me reach me lead that same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they feeling I am shining they came precisely.
Okay. Boom. Well, let's start bringing in the little ad-lib shit, the little African ad-lib. But look, fresh air, bro. We know what that's doing. That's making the vocal brighter. I biased it more towards the mid air because, like how I said, I don't want like the high air is more like a shelf, you know, like boosting everything and beyond. Where the mid air is more like a gradual mid range push, like a bell. And yeah, because it's an African dance music, you want to listen to that shaker. Like that shaker is very important. But if your vocal is too bright, it's gonna take away attention from the shaker. You feel me? So that's why I did not use a high shelf, and I think that's something to be wary of when it comes to African music. You know.
Cause me reach me lead the same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they feeling I am shining like in my precisely. Cause me reach me lead the same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they feeling I am shining.
So now it's like that mid range. It's mostly that mid range. We don't filled out the low mid so well. Now we just kind of balancing the higher mid and everything up above it a little bit using that mid air band. You feel me? Now the mid range feels like pretty flat and good. And then this I only use it as a de-esser.
Cause me reach me lead the same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they feeling I am shining like in my precisely. Cause me reach me lead the same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they feeling I am shining like in my precisely. Cause me reach me lead the same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me.
Damn, bro, this light keeps turning on. I feel like I'm in Haiti or some shit, bro. This light keep turning on and off. Like this shit kind of annoying a little bit. But hey, the tutorial is vibing. You feel me? This shit got me feeling like I am living in Africa. This light keep turning on and off. Nah, you know what's crazy though? I'm gonna say some real shit right now though. Like, you feel me? Like, Haiti, where my people is from, is actually like a worse country than most African countries, which is so crazy. Because in America, they always try to tell us like Africa is poor and like all that stuff like that, right? But like the country that my people come from, Haiti, is actually like way worse than Africa. Like it's one of the worst countries to be from. So that's why I follow Africans, man, because they go through the struggle too. And I think like most of the people who came from like our country to the country where I'm from, they came from Nigeria and Ghana and shit like that. So that's why I follow Africans.
Cause me reach me lead the same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they feeling I am shining like in my precisely. Cause me reach me lead the same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they feeling I am shining like in my precisely. Cause me reach me lead the same week I got me a new khaki.
Yeah, but I just kind of think that's crazy too, because the H delay, you don't really hear it, you know, but it's adding a little undercover bounce, a little brother bounce that's sitting in the background. You feel me? A little brother. You feel me? That ain't crazy. Just a little brother, you know, posted off in the cut, chilling and shit, you know?
Cause me reach me lead the same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they feeling I am shining like in my precisely. Cause me reach me lead the same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they feeling I am shining like in my precisely. Cause me reach me lead the same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me.
All right, after that we have a Space Rider. I don't really care for these things. Just a short plate on a Rema vocal. That reverb is on top, but the reverb is so goddamn low because like, bro, I can only put so much water inside this bucket. Them ad-libs, like usually with African vocals, the stacked vocals have so much reverb. Like, why would I put more reverb on my real vocal? That's gonna just overfill the bucket. You feel me? Like the bucket gonna have too much water, and I can't even do anything with that spilled water because it's already on the ground. You know what I mean? So you can only put so much water in the bucket. You can only put so much reverb on every single mix you do. You got to be cognitive of that. And to know how big the bucket is, you got to hear the beat. The beat sometimes might already have reverb in it. It might already have a piano with reverb in it. So that in itself tells you how much more you could put in the bottle, you know? So I don't give a fuck about that reverb. We're not going to look at it. I don't give a fuck about this doubler either. I keep explaining this shit. No. 3A, very important though. This is something that's important. I put it on a limiter, parallel limiter. And you know, limiter are gonna, like, when you, like, sometimes you might have a mix. If you over limit your mix on the master, you might have too much mid-range, because that's what a limiter does. You know, a limiter is like a pancake press. You know, you have a sandwich, right? You put it into like a press, right? To squeeze the sandwich, and all the cheese and the meat and the lettuce on the sides come out. That's what a limiter does. It makes the stuff which was in the middle come out even more. Like, on, like, you feel me? Like when you're pressing down the sandwich type shit. So that's why I use the LA3A on limiter mode, put more mid-range into the song.
Cause me reach me lead the same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me or where they feeling I am shining. Cause me reach me lead that same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me, or where they feeling I am shining. They came out.
Now that middle of that sandwich, it feels even stronger now, bruh. You feel me? Now you really taste that motherfucking cheese in that ham, okay? That shit got me hungry a little bit. But look, fam. Look, after that, the ad-libs, the African ad-libs, bro. Look, I made that shit super bright. And I only did that because a super bright signal going into a reverb is gonna make the reverb hairy. It's gonna make the reverb shimmer a little bit. So that's why I did that. Then I used the REQ just to roll off some low end and dip that little, that little mid range, that high mid. Like there's so much of that already in the lead vocal. I don't want to double up on it. So I ducked it down a little bit. All right, let's listen to it.
Cause me reach me lead that same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me, or where they feeling. I know T, forget Fugazi. Let no pick up, cause me reach me lead that same week I got me a new khaki. All the I know T, forget Fugazi. Let no pick up, cause me reach me lead that same week I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me, or where they feeling I am shining. They came my precisely.
Use the RVOX. I only used it for the gate. The feeling of a gate. The fact that you put a gate on this shit, it just makes it feel like it's popping out of something because the gate is opening and closing. That's a whole advanced concept. You feel me? The fact that the gate is like a door for the sound. Like the sound isn't gonna go through if the volume's too low. You feel me? But with the gate, boom, once the ad-lib comes in suddenly with the volume, which is the ad-lib's just a sudden jump of volume from nothing to from nothing to yeah. You feel me? It just has a swinging type of tone to it. Then use the silk vocal, boom. Default preset, put it on female. Space Rider, reverb, big things, big reverb. Yeah, you see me? Big reverb, you heard me? With a little chorus effect to modulate it. Put the width on max though. You feel me? So even the reverb is shorter, the width is on max. You feel me? Pre-delay, 0. Boom. As soon as that ad-lib start, that reverb start, my boy. L1. I use the L1 because I'm going to boost the noise floor of the reverb. I'm limiting the reverb, like I said with the sandwich. Now more of the sandwich is coming out because I pressed the sandwich. So now I don't have to make my reverb as long, right? I don't have to make it so long because I have a L1 behind me. Hey, listen to the original song, bro. The reverb is big, but it's not long. As soon as that, like the ad-lib stops and then he raps. The ad-lib stop, like the reverb to the ad-lib is just perfect. So to get that, I got a shorter reverb. You know what I mean? But now rather than to add more reverb length, I use the L1 to make my reverb longer. I got me a new khaki. Neck in my precisely. Fugazi. I got me a new khaki. And this shit is level matched, bro. When you got your L1 or your L2 like this, oh my God, Jesus. Okay, look, boom. When you got this is level matched. I'm not adding more volume, but it sounds like the reverb is louder and longer too, because it's bringing up all the low level detail. It's boosting up the noise floor. Jesus, man.
Fugazi. Love be now, cause me and Richard Millie the same week. I got me a new khaki. All the girl them love me, what I feeling, I am shining like a precisely. What I no get enemy, but they hating on my water Fiji. Early more money, I dey bomb. I take a shot on it now. I give all glory to God. I dey hustle.
Hey, I love that African music, bro. Shout out to all my Africans. I fuck with Africans heavy. Everybody in Mozambique, Cape Verde, Angola, Nigeria, Ghana. Shout out, love to Africa, bro. I appreciate y'all. All right, if you guys do like the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Suggest more artists down below. I just want to say thanks a lot for being a great part of my YouTube family. Want to grab the presets down below. Appreciate y'all now. Peace.